Do you ever find yourself hesitating at the top of a flight of stairs, wondering if your knees are going to cooperate today? Or perhaps you've noticed that your morning walk is getting shorter because the stiffness just won't let up. Have you ever felt like your joints were a pair of rusted hinges that just needed a bit of oil to move freely again? What if I told you that the oil your body needs isn't just about the supplements you take or the exercises you do, but might actually be getting drained away by the very foods sitting in your kitchen right now? It is a startling thought, but for many of us over 60, the pain we feel isn't just a sign of the years passing by. It is a sign of a silent internal fire that is being fueled by our daily diet. I know how frustrating it is when your body feels like it is betraying you. You want to be active, you want to keep up with the grandkids, and you want to enjoy your retirement without a constant dull ache in your hips or a sharp ping in your lower back. Often we are told that this is just what happens when we get older, as if it is an inevitable slide toward losing our mobility. But I am here to tell you that it is not just aging. There is often a hidden culprit involved, specific foods that we have been told are normal or even healthy that are secretly accelerating the breakdown of your cartilage and thinning the protective cushions in your joints. In this video, we are going to uncover the top 5 foods that may be secretly causing your joints to degenerate faster and, more importantly, I will show you exactly what to swap them for so you can start reclaiming your strength and comfort. By the time we finish today, you will have a clear roadmap to cooling that internal fire and giving your joints the environment they need to feel younger and more resilient. Before we jump into the first major culprit, I want to take a moment to welcome you. If you care about staying healthy, independent, and vibrant well into your golden years, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications. We focus on the kind of practical, science-backed senior health tips that often get overlooked in a standard checkup. And while you are at it, I would love to know who I am talking to today. Are you watching from the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, or somewhere else across the globe? Please drop a comment below and let me know where you are joining us from. I am always so moved to see how far our community of health-conscious seniors reaches. Let us start with something that is probably sitting in your pantry or fridge right now, and it is perhaps the most deceptive of all because it hides under so many different names. I am talking about refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup. Now, we all know sugar isn't great for our waistline or our blood sugar, but the way it interacts with your joints after the age of 60 is particularly damaging. When you consume high amounts of refined sugar, your body undergoes a process called glycation. This sounds technical, but I want you to imagine it like this. The sugar molecules in your blood attach themselves to proteins, creating new, harmful molecules called advanced glycation end products, or, very appropriately, AGEs. These AGEs act like a sticky glue that settles into your joints. They specifically target the collagen in your cartilage, which is the soft, spongy tissue that keeps your bones from rubbing together. Instead of being supple and flexible, your cartilage becomes brittle and prone to cracking, much like an old piece of rubber that has been left out in the sun too long. A study published in the Journal of Geriatric Medicine found that seniors with higher blood sugar levels reported significantly more joint pain and stiffness, even if they weren't diabetic. This is because sugar triggers the release of pro-inflammatory messengers called cytokines. Think of cytokines like a group of tiny workers inside your body whose only job is to start a fire. When you eat that sweet dessert or drink a soda, you are essentially giving those workers more wood for the fire. For many people I have coached, the connection becomes clear once they pay attention. They might notice that after a weekend of enjoying treats at a family gathering, their knees feel heavy and swollen on Monday morning, almost like they are trying to walk through deep mud. It is not a coincidence. It is the sugar-induced inflammation at work. But please remember, it is not too late to make a change. You don't have to give up sweetness forever. You can start by swapping those sugary snacks for low-glycemic fruits like blueberries or raspberries. These berries contain powerful antioxidants that actually help fight the very inflammation that sugar creates. Just making that one swap can significantly reduce the glue building up in your joints. Moving on to the second culprit, and this one is often disguised as a healthy alternative. We are talking about processed vegetable and seed oils, like soybean oil, corn oil, and cottonseed oil. For years, we were told these were better for our hearts than butter, but the modern science of aging tells a different story. These oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. While our bodies do need some omega-6, the modern diet is completely out of balance. We should have a nearly equal balance of omega-6 and omega-3, but most of us are eating 20 times more omega-6. This imbalance acts like a constant source of friction inside your joints. Imagine an engine that has the wrong kind of oil. It might run for a while, but eventually, the parts start to heat up and wear down. That is exactly what happens to your hips and knees when your diet is overloaded with these oils. The high levels of omega-6 promote the production of inflammatory chemicals that eat away at the synovial fluid, which is the natural lubricant that allows your joints to glide smoothly. When that fluid thins out, you start to feel that bone-on-bone sensation that makes every step feel like a challenge. You might find that your fingers feel stiff in the morning, or that your back aches more after a meal cooked in these oils. Instead of using these processed oils, I want to encourage you to switch to extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. These are rich in monounsaturated fats and oleocanthal, a compound that has been shown in studies to work similarly to ibuprofen in reducing joint pain. It is like giving your joints a soothing, natural balm from the inside out. Growing older doesn't mean giving up on movement. It means using smarter strategies like choosing the right fats to keep your internal machinery running smoothly. If you are finding these insights helpful so far, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more seniors who might be struggling with pain and don't realize that their diet could be the key to their relief. And if you haven't yet, do subscribe so we can keep sharing these little-known health secrets with you. We are just getting started on our list, and the next one is a staple in many traditional breakfasts that might be doing more harm than you think. The third food on our list is processed meats, things like sausages, bacon, deli meats, and hot dogs. These are often favorites because they are convenient and flavorful, but for someone over 60, they are a double threat to joint health. First, they are loaded with nitrates and preservatives to keep them shelf-stable. These chemicals are known to increase systemic inflammation throughout the entire body. Second, when these meats are cooked at high temperatures, like frying bacon or grilling sausages, they develop those AGEs we talked about earlier at an even higher rate than sugar does. Imagine a piece of bacon. It is crispy and charred. That charring is a sign of those advanced glycation end products. When you eat them, they don't just stay in your stomach. They travel through your bloodstream and seek out your joints, contributing to the degradation of your cartilage. Furthermore, many processed meats are high in purines, which can lead to a buildup of uric acid. If you have ever experienced the sudden, agonizing pain of gout, you know exactly how much uric acid can affect the joints. Even if you don't have full-blown gout, high levels of these compounds can cause a general sense of grittiness and discomfort in your feet and ankles. Think of a man named Robert, a vibrant 70-year-old I once spoke with. He loved his daily ham sandwich for lunch, but he couldn't figure out why his ankles were always puffy by the evening. Within 2 weeks of swapping that processed ham for fresh grilled chicken or wild-caught fish, the swelling vanished, and he was able to go for his evening walks again without discomfort. It wasn't magic, it was just removing the chemical triggers from his joints. You can do the same. Opt for fresh, unprocessed proteins like grass-fed beef, poultry, or beans and lentils. Your joints will thank you for the clean fuel. Now, if you thought those meats were problematic, wait until we talk about our fourth item, which is excessive salt. Now, we often associate salt with blood pressure, but its impact on joint degeneration is profound and often overlooked. When you consume too much sodium, which is hidden in almost every packaged food and restaurant meal, your body starts to retain water. You might notice this as swelling in your calves or your rings feeling tight on your fingers. This extra fluid creates a literal pressure inside your joint capsules. Imagine a balloon that is being overfilled. The walls of the balloon become stretched and stressed. This internal pressure can cause pain and make it much harder for your joints to move through their full range of motion. But there is a deeper, more scientific reason to watch your salt intake after 60. High sodium levels have been linked to the leaching of calcium from your bones. When your body tries to get rid of excess salt, it often takes calcium with it through the urine. This can lead to a decrease in bone density, making the bones that support your joints weaker and more prone to microfractures. When the bone underneath the cartilage is weak, the cartilage itself doesn't have a stable foundation and begins to wear away even faster. It is a cycle of degeneration that can be stopped just by being more mindful of the salt shaker and the hidden sodium in canned goods. A simple trick is to start using herbs and spices like turmeric, ginger, and garlic to flavor your food. Not only do they taste wonderful, but turmeric and ginger are world-renowned for their natural anti-inflammatory properties. It is like seasoning your food with medicine that protects your joints. Finally, we have to talk about refined grains, specifically white bread, white pasta, and white rice. I know these are comfort foods for many of us, but from a biological perspective, your body treats a slice of white bread almost exactly like a spoonful of table sugar. These refined grains have been stripped of their fiber and nutrients, meaning they hit your bloodstream incredibly fast. This causes a massive spike in insulin. High insulin levels are like a megaphone for inflammation in the body. They tell your system to stay in a state of high alert, which keeps your joints in a constant cycle of swelling and pain. When you eat refined grains, your body produces more arachidonic acid, which is a precursor to inflammatory compounds. It is almost as if you are sending a signal to your knees and hips to become more sensitive to pain. You might have noticed that after a big pasta dinner, you feel stiff and sluggish the next morning. That is the grain hangover affecting your connective tissues. But here is the good news. You don't have to give up bread or pasta altogether. Simply switching to whole grain versions like quinoa, buckwheat, or sprouted grain bread makes a world of difference. These options contain the fiber necessary to slow down digestion, preventing those insulin spikes and keeping your joints calm and quiet. It is a small change with a massive payoff for your mobility. To recap our journey today, the 5 foods that are often secretly accelerating joint degeneration after 60 are refined sugars, processed vegetable oils, processed meats, excessive salt, and refined grains. By limiting these and embracing anti-inflammatory powerhouses like berries, olive oil, fresh proteins, and whole grains, you are giving your body the tools it needs to repair and protect itself. It is all about giving your body what it needs and avoiding the sneaky things that cause harm. I want you to take a deep breath and realize something very important. You have the power to change how you feel. It is so easy to feel discouraged when your body aches, and it is easy to feel like the best days of your physical freedom are behind you. But that simply isn't true. Your body is incredibly resilient, and it is always trying to heal and strengthen itself. All we have to do is stop getting in its way with the wrong fuel. Growing older might be inevitable, but growing weaker and being in constant pain doesn't have to be your story. With these smarter strategies, you are not just surviving, you are choosing to thrive. I know getting older can be hard. The aches, the fear of losing your independence, it can feel scary and heavy sometimes, but you are not alone in this, and it is never too late to turn things around. Every small step you take, every better food choice you make, and every inflammatory trigger you remove is a victory for your future self. Imagine walking through the park with a friend, or gardening in your backyard, or even just getting out of bed in the morning without that familiar groan from your joints. That freedom is possible, and it starts with what you put on your plate today. One meal at a time, you are taking charge of your health and your life. Now I would love to hear from you. Which of these 5 foods surprised you the most? Have you noticed your joints feeling better or worse after eating certain things? Please share your story or any questions you have in the comments below. I read every single one, and our community learns so much from each other's experiences. If you are still with me and you are determined to stay strong and keep your joints healthy, type A1 in the comments to show your commitment. Your voice matters here, and it inspires others to take action too. If this video helped you or opened your eyes to something new, please hit the like button. It truly means a lot to us and helps this information reach other seniors who are looking for answers. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on our upcoming guides for thriving in your golden years. We have so much more to share about staying active, sharp, and independent. Keep taking those small steps for your health because they add up to giant strides in your freedom. Stay strong, stay healthy, and remember that your independence is carried by your joints, so let us take good care of them together. Would you like me to write a similar in-depth script for another senior health topic, such as the best exercises for joint mobility or natural supplements that support cartilage health?